Ja, hörni, idag är det Merca-tokigt i Biltokig. Vi har tagit med våra muskelmerca till CMS Motorsports här i Los Angeles. De bygger om Mercer så huvudet snurrar på mig. Nu ska ni få en total presentation. Vi har S-klass AMG, vi har en shooting brake SEC. Alltså det är så mycket och jag ser jag stakar med. Men nu ska ni få hela berättelsen. It's like when I'm starting the piece, I'm just stuttering because I don't know where to start. You have so much really cool stuff here.
Thank you.
But let's start up CMS. What is that and who are you? What's your name?
Sure. My name is Shafajian, and I'm basically the owner and operator of CMS Motorsports and Restoration. And what we specialize in is basically anything that involves tuner Mercedes from the 80s and 90s. We have our own design of some of the body kits and the body enhancements that we design. And basically we're trying to bring back whatever that was legendary back from the 80s and 90s, you know, and trying to put them back on the road and innovating and making them better as we go. We started out in 1946 as a body shop and a collision center, and the business has just been passed down from generation.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty much, you know, fourth generation owner of the business. It started out as a collision center, which was Marina West Auto Body. And when I basically came about, I took over and my company was CMS, so I pretty much combined forces. So Marina West Auto Body does the collision aspect of it with regular passenger cars. And then CMS is all about custom tuning, primarily Mercedes, but we do BMW, Porsche, Jaguar, Ferrari, almost anything.
Okay.
But my heart and passion is with Mercedes,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I do to take to the next level.
So let's see, we have so much here. Maybe we should start with some of the real customers. Why don't we
Sure.
start with this one? So
this car over here, it's basically a Japanese import AMG 6-liter. It's a factory AMG vehicle that was purchased in Monterey a couple of years ago. The owner is a San Diego native, and he basically shipped the car down to us to correct it. There was a lot of stuff done to the car that wasn't period correct and wasn't done to proper specification. So we basically are, you know, going through the car, sifting through it, making sure that it was basically like original, like the way it was done. Whoever worked on the car in the past, they did a lot of funny business to it, and it's such a legendary car that deserves to be original again. This is powered by the 6-liter from AMG, which was a hybrid motor. This was called the hybrid, based on the 119 with the 117 ignition system. It was something that AMG did in the 90s to basically make their double overhead cams more dependable.
okay.
So it is a very rare piece, and it is in fantastic condition because it is a Japanese import, but it went through the wrong hands. So now that it's here, we're correcting it, we're making everything back to where it needs to be, so the new owner can enjoy it.
Okay, so this is taking care of a real gem and sort of fixing it up.
Yes.
But right next to it is something else. This is not original in any way.
No.
This is just beautiful. So I can tell from the front that it's an SEC to begin with, right?
Right. It started out as a 1990 SEC, 560 SEC, and we wanted to do something totally different and out of the box. And being that, you know, in Europe, the whole station wagon and the whole movement with wagons is so incredible, we decided to create something that's never been done before, which is a shooting brake, is what we call it. Everything on the car is custom fabricated out of steel, including the wide body. We manufacture everything in-house, so there's no fiberglass, there's no carbon fiber, no urethane. Everything is all steel. And this is actually a build that we're doing for my brother as an in-house project, and it's just turning out absolutely incredible. We have a second version of the shooting brake which we're doing where the roof line is a little different. Aside from the body enhancements and aside from everything as far as all the metal work we did, this is going to be powered with a 156 6.3 with a manual 6-speed. It's got totally different subframes on it with big brakes, so it's not only about the body enhancements, but the performance factor of it's going to be incredible. coilover suspension. So it's basically just what CMS is all about, something that's completely out of the box.
But I have to tell you, I think the lines are just beautiful because friends and people who know how much I love Mercedes send me pictures of, like, you know, station wagon made on S-Class.
Yes.
And it's often they take like the roof from a 123 and just stick it on there, and they look awful, all of them. But I think this looked like it came out of the factory. Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that people do, that's pretty much the easy way out. We have a bunch of noise here, but a lot of the things that people do is taking the easy way out, where they take basically they chop a roof off of another one and they mend it together. To find someone that's actually crafting everything from zero is really tough to find. The guys that we have, they're pretty much master fabricators. You give them a piece of sheet metal, they can create anything, whether it's out of aluminum, sheet metal, etc. There is some donor parts that we've used on this from a Mercedes 124, but it's mainly just the hinging system on the way it works. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So this area where the hinging system works is off of a 124, and the reason why we did that is because I don't want to reinvent something that's been perfected, and I don't want to invent something that's not serviceable. So in the future, if we do have a client that possibly gets into an accident or what have you, they can easily replace the hinging and all the parts with parts off of a 124.
Oh, that's great.
But other than that, the tailgate, the assembly, the latch, everything is basically bespoke, built, custom fabricated.
Should we jump over and look at the car that's sitting inside over here?
Sure.
To start with, this is, well, here you can see more clearly one of your fender kits. I mean, it's...
So everything that we make here, as far as the SEC wide body kits go, are completely 100% steel. We don't do any fiberglass or any plastics. The only thing that we do manufacture out of fiberglass and plastics are the body kit. I make my own side skirts, we make our own bumpers, we manufacture everything in-house. And if you look at the parts that AMG produced back in the 80s, you know, 30, 35-year-old parts, even if you were to take those parts and restore them, they're in such bad shape, they're almost not savable. So we basically recreated those pieces with much better materials, with much newer technology. This way, if you are putting it on the vehicle, when it comes to the body lines, the way the body lines up and the bumper hugs the car, it has to be perfection, especially on something that was so legendary back in the 80s. I have a few original AMG pieces, and they did the best they could for the 80s. But as time goes on, as technology evolves, you want to be able to produce something that's basically like a new car, you know, and that's kind of what we're all about. You know.
So this black SEC, will you do the body only, or will you do the drivetrain as well?
So this one in particular is just getting the AMG wide body kit with the spoilers and the Recaro interior. He wants to remain it all original with a standard, you know, 117. In the future, we might upgrade it, but we also do suspension swaps, engine swaps, and we can basically do anything from a 113 naturally aspirated to supercharged to 156 and manual, automatic, whatever you desire.
And talking about that, should we go over here? Because in there you have a couple of those that you told me about. And you do, I mean, you basically decide with your clients, you know, if it's going to be original, updated mechanically, or, you know, just the body kit.
So it basically is whatever the customer wants in regards to their upgrades. So back in the day when you were to order a car from AMG or from any of the tuners, it was a checklist of parts. You know, you walked in and based on your budget, you ordered the car. It's kind of like going online right now and speccing a Porsche or a Mercedes from the factory. So we're taking that idea and we're basically implementing it in the 80s and 90s cars. So basically like a recreation of what there was, but on a much different level when it comes to quality.
And then also you create cars that weren't around, but you wish, like the 124, that didn't really come with wide fenders?
The only one that came with wide fenders was the 6-liter car.
Oh, right.
The 6-liter Hammer 4-cam engine, which right now it's, you know, they're ranging in between 700 in the upwards of 7 figures. And it is a legendary car. However, the way they were built, with the way the engine structure was set up, it's not a drivable car, to where I'm not going to ask like a daily driver, but for someone that wants to drive and enjoy that car and find someone to work on a 4-cam 6-liter is virtually impossible. So that's why we take the same body, the same structure, but we transplant it with the newer drivetrain. For example, this one has a 113 out of it, out of a 210, matched with a 6-speed. This way,
6-speed manual?
It's a 6-speed manual, and it becomes totally dependable. It becomes to a point where you can drive this everywhere. You can still get 25 to 27 miles per gallon, and you can walk into any mechanic Mercedes-approved shop and have them repair this car. Yeah. So it basically works for both worlds. If this was an original 6-liter car, it would be completely legendary, but you would have to find someone that's willing to work on it, willing to do any type of a servicing, whether it's, you know, adjusting the valves every 3,000 miles. They were mainly developed as a race engine.
And how strong was the 6-liter?
The 6-liter, I believe, produced like just about 400 horsepower.
So that, and you can get that out of this one. This is what, 354 in the W?
This is 354 with a 6-speed, and there's so many things as far as fuel management, ECU, exhaust kits, which will bump it up to an easy 400 horsepower. Yeah. Dependable with air conditioning, and you can put well over 150, 200,000 miles on it. So it definitely works.
And then now we've been talking about 80s cars. Here's a classic, that's the 111 coupe, right?
So this is a 111 coupe. This one also came powered with a 113, naturally aspirated with an automatic transmission. And we're just basically taking it apart. We're doing a full restoration on the body, chrome, interior, just revamping everything to kind of make it beautiful. So this car and this car is owned by the same owner. And both of these cars have been to Monterey Car Week, which were part of our Mercedes rally. And he regularly drives both of these cars with the newer drivetrain, and it just becomes such a pleasure. Yeah. You know.
And this one is to a friend of Crazy About Cars. It's
yes,
Matt's car,
this
right?
is Matt's car, his personal car. And this one came with the 156 naturally aspirated engine.
Just like that?
Oh, actually, no, it's a supercharged engine with a 6-speed manual, and this car is an absolute beast. Now, he did the transplant on this black one, and he did the transplant also on the 124, and he also did the transplant on my SEC. I have a 91 SEC with a K motor, and which is an absolute beast. And this is here for basically a complete restoration. We're building cars together. We're collaborating on a lot of builds together, and he's doing fantastic work. And you know, together we're building just these unbelievable, legendary cars that people can actually drive and enjoy. And
let's have more of this. Over here we have well, something that might look like a Cossi.
So this is an Evo 2.
Let's see.
This is also a collaboration build between me and Matt. And this is kind of our little passion project together, where I've always like wanted an Evo 2 just to be monstrous, you know. So we put a 113 naturally aspirated in here with a 6-speed, and he went through the suspension with the coilover. This thing is an absolute beast. It's a total monster, super fun to drive. It's kind of like you feel 16 again in this car every time you take it out. And
you're recreating the Cossi. On this side you've begun, and on this side you can see how
we're kind of still mocking everything up. This body kit is basically, it needs a lot of massaging to make sure that it fits perfect. These aftermarket kits are never 100%, but it just takes a little time for them to fit properly, because when anything that I build, I'm going to bring it as closest to perfection as I can. So it requires a lot of massaging and grinding and adding material, etc.
And here we have a pagoda. When I came by yesterday, you showed this one to me.
Yes.
And I was like, whoa, you're putting this is a 113 as well, right?
This is a 113, so this is an actual body swap. So it's quite different than an engine swap. This is based on a SLK 55, which we've completely detrimmed, and we gutted out the pagoda and we married the two together. So essentially, you're driving a 68 280 SL pagoda body in an SLK 55 chassis, which is a complete different experience, and just the way the car handles, the way it brakes, it's incredible. The car itself weighs about close to 700 pounds lighter than an SLK. So you can imagine, you know, the power this has versus a regular SLK 55. It's totally astronomical.
And what about wheelbase and the width of the wheels? Did you have to do anything there? Because it looks like it's just a perfect fit.
It is. Before we do any type of body swap, we pretty much measure the wheelbase, which is the beginning of the aspect. The most important thing you have to check for is not only the wheelbase, which can be adjusted based on adding or subtracting part of the floor, but it's the dash and the steering positioning, and it's the way you sit in the car, the distance between the driver, the steering wheel, and the windshield. So all of that kind of has to match up. Unfortunately, the SLK 55 and the Pagoda, it looks like they were manufactured at the same time. Wow. If you look at the interior and the way the dash is set up, it almost acts like it belongs in there. Wow. It's kind of surreal. It's you
beautiful.
know.
And yeah. Is this custom built for a customer?
This is my personal project, and this is one that we did with the SLK interior. We're actually formulating another one now with the stock Pagoda interior because some people might like the original look. Yeah, you know.
But this is like, it's amazing. You can't even tell that.
You can't tell. If you're sitting in the cockpit and you're driving it, it honestly, you feel like you're driving an SLK 55. But when you look at the windshield, especially with the hard top off, it's a surreal experience. It's pretty wild.
It's beautiful.
This one, I'm gonna do some minor enhancements to the body. We're kind of making it just a very slender wide body, just to fit wider wheels in there. We're mainly focusing on the suspension and the geometry of the car. After I'm done with this one, it's going to be an absolute monster to drive, whether you're on the canyons, you're on the track, or you just want to go to work in it as a daily driver.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Should we have a look inside, because you have more goodies in there?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so what do we have here? 111 convertible?
This here is a 111 convertible. This is here basically the customer purchased this car online. The floors are rusty. We're completely redoing the floors, the wood, the interior, the top, and the body has a lot of little issues going on with it. So we're just going to clean this car up and make it a driver for him.
Okay, but it's going to stay original. Is it
original.
A V8 car or 6?
This is a 6. It's a 250 SE. Huh? Yeah.
It's a beautiful car.
Beautiful car, 904 blue with cream interior. It's just it's a classic combination for a California cruiser. Yeah. You know.
And then you told me that you have a SLC with a 113K engine, but this is not it, is it?
This is the one actually with the 156 in it.
Okay.
So this is a wide body SLC, all steel. The wide body was not made with us. This, I believe, was done by AMG at one time. I still haven't pulled all the documents on the car, but the wide body is basically identical to an SEC style, and it's all steel, and whoever did the work, they did a fantastic job. I found this car on eBay, believe it or not, and the only thing that caught my eye was the flares, and it came with a set of staggered pentas, which is ultra rare. Wow. Once I saw these two aspects of it, I just hit the buy it now button, and when it arrived, it did not have parts of the engine. It didn't run. It just came with 2 Recaro seats, complete interior, and then I also discovered that it's a slick roof. It's a sunroof delete car from the factory. Okay. So at one time, it looks like this was a really nice car, and I figured, you know, this would be perfect to do a body swap on. And this is body swapped from a 209 chassis CLK 63 Cabrio.
Oh, okay.
So the whole undercarriage, also if you can see the interior, the dash, and obviously the drivetrain is all off of a a 209 chassis car.
Okay, you have to update me on the engine. You said it's a 156?
It's a 156
And
6.3.
that one I'm not familiar with. Is that the...
So this is the 6.3 liter AMG motor, which
Okay.
was available in the E63, S63.
So twin turbo? Or?
No, this is the naturally aspirated pre 2008. So it's the all motor version. This is basically what also was offered in the Black Series with some minor changes for more power, but it's a legendary motor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to look in and learn more about.
For sure.
This
Yeah.
is a great body swap as well.
And this is going to be an automatic. Eventually, we're going to convert it over to a manual, but I just want to get all the bugs out of it, get it fixed up and straightened, and then eventually put put a manual transmission in it.
It's beautiful. And then we have another hammer sitting here.
This is another wide body project. This is also an all steel wide body car. This is also getting a 156 in it, the same motor as the 107, with an automatic transmission. And this thing's going to be unbelievable. The interior is a light gray with a blue double stitch and blue piping. With a 904, it's going to be incredible when it's done.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then we have a white 560, is it? Or?
So this is a white 560 SEL. This one came in as a completely stock engine. Stock car with a stock engine. What we did to it is we did the body kit, we did the wheels, the suspension. We painted all the body cladding the same color, and we pretty much made it sort of like an AMG, like a light AMG kit car with the wheels, suspension, and body kit, and entry level.
But you have a bunch of other white S-Class cars sitting in front. Should we have a look at those?
Yeah, let's go take a look.